if you're lactose intolerant, you can't watch this movie because it's got so much cheese.
Sorry, yeah, I gotta go. You guys can do this on your own now.
Nope, end it there. You agree 100%. I'm right.
Welcome back, fellas.
Hi, James.
Hello.
Hi, friends. Okay, so this time, after we had a little bit of a hiatus, baby hiatus
For us,
for us,
not for the listeners.
not for the listeners. Listeners, you
Yeah.
get content every week, hot off the presses. The Flicks fellas, though, we've been taking a little hiatus. So we're here to talk about the new Netflix original movie, Red Notice. Red Notice is an action comedy movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Gal Gadot, and
Gal Gadot.
Ryan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Godot. She's Wonder Woman, dude.
Yeah, she is Wonder Woman. There were times when I was watching this movie and I was like watching her in the fight sequences and I was like, Wonder Woman? This is a movie starring John Hartley, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character, and his global pursuit of an art thief. It finds him smack dab in the middle of a daring heist where he unfortunately has to time up with the world's greatest art thief, Nolan Booth, played by Ryan Reynolds, in order to catch the most wanted art thief in the world, the Bishop, played by Gal Gadot. The high-flying adventure that ensues takes the trio around the world and across the dance floor and trapped in a secluded prison, into a jungle and through, worst of all, each other's company. So, boys, what do we think? Let's start with Joey this time.
Okay, let's go. My first reaction was I love a good art heist movie and plot, and I didn't know anything about this movie going in. I just knew it's been Netflix's #1 movie of all time, and it's super popular, and everyone's talking about it, and I was excited. And when I found out it was like an art heist, I was like, oh, cool, let's go. I ultimately thought that the plot was kind of, I don't want to say unoriginal, but it was very, kind of cookie cutter, kind of.
Yeah.
It was very fun and exciting, and I loved the wit and the charm and the humor behind it. But the plot and the twist kind of all felt like nothing too original. But I had a great time watching it. Loved it. Loved Ryan Reynolds. Loved Dwayne "The Rock." And it was just, I enjoyed it.
If I'm going to be honest, I think that might be the only time in my life I've ever heard anyone refer to The Rock as Dwayne.
Just Dwayne. We're buddies. We're
Dwayne.
friends.
Yeah.
They're on a first name basis.
It's either The Rock or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I feel.
For us.
Or Dwayne. He's rebranded, though, to just Dwayne Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, obviously, you can still call him The Rock, because, come on, he's The Rock. But I think he's rebranded. It says in the beginning of the movie, it just says Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, it
doesn't
is.
say The Rock.
I think WWE technically owns The Rock
The
title.
Rock.
That's interesting. That's a good point.
Because I know that they own the character names typically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like they own the personas and the characters, so that
We
they
need
can
to
have
call our resident WWE, analyst. I don't know who in our friend group watches WWE. but
My
someone does.
brother-in-law is the e-commerce director of WWE, the one who we are trying to get
Oh,
onto the
really?
show. Yeah, he actually.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
God!
Let's bring
Why
him
didn't
on.
we get him on?
Let's
I
bring him
just
on.
saw him yesterday, and I was like, "We want to get you on the show." And he goes, "Tell me a movie." And I was like, "We're watching Red Notice." He goes, "I already watched it, loved it." And I was like, "Oh,
Hey,
all
right.
would have been a good one to
All
get
right,
him on."
viewers.
But he is a brand new baby, so
viewers.
they're
True.
a little busy, and
Well, yeah, you're an uncle
I
now.
am.
He's an
Officially
uncle.
an uncle.
Uncle Joe.
Yes, thank you.
Congrats to Joey and his life events.
I worked really hard for
Congratulations
this,
to-
so.
You did.
But yeah,
Well, congrats on Angela and
Yes.
Mike on
Yes.
their baby, not just Joey. He's just an
Congrats.
uncle.
he's an avid listener, so he should hear this.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
But yeah, he's my
All right,
WWE
so-
expert.
Very nice. We got to bring him on. Yo, 25 likes on this video. We'll try to bring him on. Kevin?
25. Those are baby numbers
Yeah.
now. Oh wait, likes. You're talking likes.
Likes, dude. Likes.
Okay. What did I think about Red Notice? I don't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty good.
So soft 65% from Kevin.
I didn't actively hate myself while I was watching this movie. If that makes sense. I wasn't like, man, I could be doing a million other things right now.
Yeah.
It's a good Sunday watch. Not much to do. Just throwing something on. Yeah, it's a heist movie. It's like like Joe said, it's just almost cookie cutter, like a lot of like typical tropes in there.
Nazi art.
So if you don't get annoyed by that stuff, then like it's cool. I like the interactions between The Rock and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
I thought they were good on screen together. I don't know. I don't think I've seen them in a movie together. I don't know if they've been in a movie like co-starring like side by side. So I enjoyed that. Julia enjoyed that too. Yeah, I think it was just pretty good. Like it wasn't bad. It was average.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin.
Right?
I think that was definitely. So I guess I'll just go into my first reactions kind of off of that. But my take on the movie is essentially the first half of the movie. I wasn't like thrilled. Like I love Ryan Reynolds. I love seeing him on screen, and I like it when directors give him the like runway to kind of just like
Be himself.
Be himself and like be witty and be like very like sarcastic and almost break the fourth wall sometimes. Like I think that is his best role, and he's like seems very natural in that role. And I felt that a lot in this movie, but the beginning didn't thrill me. I thought they stuck the landing at the end. That's my opinion.
So, wait, can I chime in
go
real
ahead,
quick?
Joe.
Speaking
Sorry.
of him kind of breaking the fourth wall, he at one point references, this isn't a spoiler, but he references some guards as featured extras. And I thought
Yes,
that was
he does.
really funny because they're literally
It was so funny.
featured extras on the movie. They're not like, instead of calling them guards.
That was, but going back to that, and Ryan Reynolds kind of either like breaking the fourth wall or kind of running with like his wittiness and all that. Like, did that annoy you guys at all? Because to
No.
me, I was just like, am I just watching like Deadpool doing a heist? Like, it just felt the same to me. It felt like the same character he always plays, which might not be a bad thing, but I don't know.
I know what you
was
mean.
that necessary?
I know what you mean. It didn't feel like...
Or is he just perfect for that role?
That's
why,
that's very much who he is. Like when he's in a role and he's given that runway. Like I actually just watched Free Guy as well with Ryan Reynolds, and there's a lot of that comedy in the movie Free Guy. Probably less so than this movie, but like when Ryan Reynolds is kind of given like runway to like make jokes and crack wise, I'm sure that a lot of this stuff is kind of like improv lines from him, because the way he delivers it is very in character for him and his acting. But go ahead, Jim.
I get what you guys mean. He plays pretty much the same character in all of his movies, which is why I believe it's like him. Like James is saying, like it's his lines coming through, not really like scripted. But there were times when I was like, okay, like you are supposed to be this world-renowned art thief. Like you should have some kind of class or finesse to you.
Some suave.
Yeah, some kind of suave, like Bond-esque like vibe. And he just feels like a guy who's just like walking into a museum and like, whoop, taking this like picture off the wall and now it's mine. Like, and it just doesn't. That's where it kind of like. I didn't feel like he really played.
Like,
this
I'm going to
role.
steal this artwork. Pop culture reference. Now I'm going to leave with the artwork. Pop culture.
That's
reference.
very much Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I do feel though that he had like he definitely comes off as like this nerdy, like quirky guy. But his, like, in the movie, I think they did a good job of, like, drawing a clear difference between his character and John Hartley and the Bishop, which are kind of like the main three characters in the movie, because John Hartley and the Bishop, like Gal Gadot and Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character, they're very good at fighting, whereas Ryan Reynolds' character is not. Like, he just runs, you know what I mean? He, like, tricks you,
Right.
He, like, grabs something, he's very good at, like, sleight of hand, but he can't run, or he can't fight. So they don't like throw it. Like I feel like a lot of movies do that, where like apparently everyone and their mother has combat training and can like just like throw down fisticuffs and have a fight sequence that isn't like absolute garbage. Yeah. Okay. So boys, what are we doing for click play or keep scrolling? We'll start with Kevin because I started with Joey before.
I think I'm clicking play.
Tentative.
I think it could change if you persuade me one way or the other. We'll see what conversations we have about the movie and what revelations I have during it, because that's when that's when I'm on best, when we're just chatting and have like a quick revelation of like,
Yeah.
oh, this movie was actually terrible. So I'll give it a play for now, but it might change.
Okay. Joey.
So I'm kind of in the same boat. I definitely would press play. I'm stronger click play because it's definitely an entertaining movie, but there were a lot of plot holes and kind of unrealistic things that happened in this movie that are not referenced at all, and they're just like they were in my mind. I'm like, well, if you're gonna do a heist movie, like there's got to be some kind of explanation for it, but they didn't touch on it at all. So that was the only part that I was like a little bit annoyed with. But I'm also like, you know what? It's just pure entertainment. It's not meant to be like an Ocean's 11 or 12 where they have every detail perfectly figured out. So I'm gonna press play on this one. I do think I might actually convince Kevin to switch
To scroll.
when I start talking about my gripes, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go. Like, I did like this movie, but I'm going to go with a soft scroll here because I think that the movie took too long to become interesting, you know, in my opinion. Like, I feel like for a long period of the movie, I was kind of just watching Ryan Reynolds and The Rock talk. And I was like, I mean, it's entertaining, but like, I was like, I don't even know. Like, the plot wasn't interesting to me at all. And I wasn't like galvanized by the plot. It was like not until the last 25 minutes where I was like, okay, I'm on board here. So I'm going to go with a soft scroll. Again, open to conversation, but I'm interested. I like that we're all kind of riding that line. You know what I mean? Don't really know where we're going.
Oh, no, I'm strong play. I like this
you're
movie.
strong?
I really liked it.
Oh,
Nice.
But
Okay.
I'm actually really shocked by you, James. I thought I would be the opposite. I thought you're going to be a strong play and Kevin was going to be kind of a soft scroll. But
No.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by this setup right now
Yeah.
too, because this felt like a James pressing play movie, but he's scrolling. So now everything's all off. Now I'm all out of whack. We might need to cancel the recording. Let me
no, now I
breathe
just
for-
can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Stick around.
Well, speaking of that, why don't we just send it then into, let's get after first reactions, and everyone else, we're going to take a short break from to hear from our sponsor. We'll talk to you in a second.
On this break,
Talk
you
much?
could subscribe to our YouTube channel too. So
Subscribe. We love it.
cool.